Hello everyone, it's Marie from Hayden.com. Believe it or not, I am on the mend again. I know that I keep going back and forth between I feel good and I don't feel good, but today I have to say that I have actually slept. I think I went to bed around 10. I got myself into a good routine. I go upstairs and have a nice magnesium Epsom salts bath at like 8 o'clock. No screen. I actually do a meditation while I'm in the bath. Otherwise, I can't actually sit in a bath for that long because apparently I have an issue sitting still. And then I did another meditation before I went to sleep. Solid sleep, so no violent coughing last night. Yay, huge win. And today I'm just trying to have an integration day of trying a few new foods. I reacted to avocado the other day, which is challenging for me because I like a variety of different fats. I don't do well with dairy, although I do try a little bit of ghee, which is what I'm trying today to see how I do. So essentially anything that's giving me a histamine effect is also counteracting this upper fermenting gut. So I need to be really mindful of the things that I'm consuming right now. So today I actually started out with lamb broth. Now, you might have heard me say a couple weeks ago that I had lamb and I bloated a lot. So again, I've been in a constant bloat for I don't know how long. It's just going a little bit higher and a little bit lower. So I actually have not had this much bloat. And I'm not trying to get rid of it. You know, in the past I would have been like, oh, I'm going to have my saltwater wash and get rid of the bloat. And then I'd be good for however many weeks again. Because it's usually one thing that tricks it and gets it bloated. But now that I'm like releasing all these halides, the bromide specifically, and the oxalates, and realizing that I probably had an underlying fermenting gut, and that's why I've been sort of holding on to everything. I don't know if I've had the conversation about all the like edema and like cellulite on my legs, which like for somebody who's always been a fit athletic person, yeah, I just feel like my whole system's just like age overnight. Now, some people would say, well, like, okay, act your age then. And I'm like, well, I'm not saying I don't want to age. Well, actually, I am saying I don't want to age, but regardless, I just find that these things are just not normal for somebody who's an active person eating what I thought was a really healthy diet. Like, my idea of excitement is like chocolate avocado pudding, which is basically cocoa powder, coconut milk, and avocado. I might on occasion have a pie cheesecake, which is when I'm traveling. They're divine and they are full of sugar. And I didn't think that they were like a small amount, but yeah, I've since found out they're a lot of sugar. So I would get a baker who does keto stuff to do that. However, problem with that is it's almonds. So there's my oxalates. So, you know, this is a really interesting journey to, not get people freaked out that, if you tolerate oxalates, yay for you. If you tolerate lectins, again, yay for you. This is my journey. I'm just trying to share it with everybody else so that people can pick up on these things because this was silent. Like I didn't know that I was holding on to halides. But what I can tell you is that those halides have a direct correlation to my thyroid, because those halides, specifically bromide, goes into my thyroid and it blocks the iodine from being drawn in. So why have I been taking these thyroid supplements with iodine in them if they're not even doing the full work? So I probably had to take more supplements because this was blocked. And of all the people, bless them, I love them. I think they've been fantastic practitioners for me, but nobody's brought this up. I've been on brown rice cleanses. I've been on detoxes, like given different supplements. But this is the first time that I've taken a deep dive on my own personal journey and looked at everything that I've done. I've done my own labs. I've interpreted my own labs. And I'm just working this out. So, I'm not going to be like completely refined. I'm not going to like come into you all glossy eyed and like makeup all done and blah, blah, blah. And, sometimes you're going to get me here, like, roll out of bed and come and blab to you guys about what's going on so that I make sure that I do my video and stop forgetting to post, because there's so many little things that come up that if I miss a day or miss a couple of days, I might miss telling you something interesting. So before I go on, this finger today, for whatever reason, is acting up. So I could have some sort of heavy metal in there. I could have an oxalate, who knows? But something could be actually triggering in that finger. So I'm curious to know if tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and that's gonna be a problem again. So this whole journey is super, super fascinating. And I think we're so used to, and I have to set myself outside of this because I'm a hard ass. And so I'm not going to go take some freaking special pill. I'm not going to go get a Tums. I'm not going to go get a Panadol or paracetamol or whatever they're called. I'm not going to get anti-inflammatories. I'm not going to, go and take a laxative so that I can have a bowel movement. No, I'm going to figure out the why. Like, this is so ridiculous that so many people are so addicted to their circumstances, living in significance, and not wanting to change. So it's like, oh, I put 5 pounds on. Okay, well, maybe you're just having a little hormonal change. Maybe you're under stress. It's nothing to really get uppity about. But when it starts getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and people who are like hundreds and 200s, do you not stop to think that something's really, truly wrong? And to boot, like the doctors, unfortunately, they don't have your back because they're lined with big pharma. And so you need to be your own advocate. Sorry. I also get riled up and then my cough starts coming again. You need to be your own advocate here. You need to listen to all these influencers and all these people like Callie Means in the United States who left her practice and said, forget this nonsense. I'm not healing people anymore. There's so many doctors out there now that are just saying, forget it. Stop this nonsense. I don't want to write a prescription when I know that I'm not healing my clients. I recently listened to an influencer. Actually, I think this was Dr. Sarah Myhill. And she says, I got in trouble for not writing enough prescriptions. Oh, come on, people. That's mad. That is so absolutely mad. Okay. That's enough for today, everyone. But I just want you to know that you're not alone. And I'm happy to talk this out with you and help you in any way I can. I'm living the dream in a semi-retirement life. I got nothing but time on my hands to talk you through whatever is going on for you. So feel free to send me a message at www.mariehayden.com. Like my YouTube. I don't have a lot of followers because I'm really lame at all of this tagging and fine-tuning these videos or whatever, but I really am passionate about health, wellness, and fitness. And I'm really freaking passionate about what I'm going through and all this detox right now that we started back in August. So thank you so much for listening, and you have a fantastic day. Bless you all. Peace out. mariehayden.com.